Welcome to my channel, Food with John. Today we're going to be talking about how to maintain your generator. We're going to be covering fuel, non-ethanol of course, how to set it up on your phone so you don't even have to think about it. I change my oil every 2 years unless we get power failures and have to use my generator. The only thing I use that particular generator that I'm going to be doing, the only thing I use it for is in case of a power failure. I don't use it to power anything else up. So majority of the time it sits, but I know because of what I do, it's going to work when I need it to work. Before we start, I'll bring you over and tell you how to set it up on your phone. I'll set it up on a tablet. It's same principle, except tablet's bigger screen. So I'll bring you over here and we'll set it up on the tablet. Okay, grab your phone, go into your calendar, choose a Saturday. The weekends are good for it. Hit the plus at the bottom, and what do you want to call it? Change oil in generator. Okay, change oil in generator. And then you want to hit repeat, and you want to hit custom. Now I want to change the oil in my generator, if I don't use it, every 2 years. I want to do it on a Saturday, and I want to do every 2 years. That's if I don't use it. Of course, if I'm going to use it, I'm going to change oil a bit more frequently. But this reminds me every 2 years to change. Done. Go back. So, change oil in generator on Saturdays. Save it, and it's here. You'll see it come up. Okay, so we'll get another one. You can do it on the same date. You can add another event, because I'm choosing this date because it's Saturday. And we're going to say start generator. And then I'm going to go here, I'm going to put repeat, duration. We'll do a custom again. Custom, you want every 3 months. On the second Saturday, 3 months. On the second Saturday, every 3 months. Done. Hit the back button. Check it, start generator, save. So I got 2 events there. One's every 2 years. This one's every month. And you can add the change fuel, but not necessarily. So now if you go here, it's June, July, August, September. Start generator. So this will tell you it's due. And if you want one more, actually, let's do May 1st. Okay, change gas and generator. You want that repeat? You want to do that yearly. Repeat, showing repeat yearly. It's got a date, hit save. And 1st of May, that's going to come up. I know to change the gas in my generator. Anyway, that's how it's done. If you go to my phone, same thing. The date, calendar. Today's the 14th. You check it out. There's my event. Change oil in generator. That's why I said I'll do the video today. Today we're going to be doing the service on my generator. It came up on my phone that it's due for its oil change. I do the oil change every 2 years, and I start it every 3 months. And once a year I drain the fuel down and put fresh stuff in. So it's always ready to go. in case of a power outage, instead of sitting in the corner for 5, 6 years. So what I normally do is I start it, put a load on it, leave it run for about 20 minutes. But before I start it, I'm going to check the oil. Get a rag. Okay, the oil is full right to the top of the threads. Yeah, some are harder to get into than others. Put the choke on. Put the fuel on. I wrote down on the cover, because they got little stickers here, but eventually those stickers fall off and you won't be able to remember after not using it. This one's half off now. So the fuel's off here, it's on there, and the choke's on here and it's off there. Okay, so I'm going to put that outside, run an extension cord to it, and I'll be back. Yeah, when you're just running your generator up, you actually want to put a load on it to make sure the electrical side's working, and also it can handle a load. This one is a 3500 watt, 3000 continuous, 3500 peak. So I'm just going to run a heater. It's hot in here, but I'll throw the heater outside and let it run for about 20 minutes. This is a big check. This is the check for, like I said, the oil change and all that every 2 years. So that's sitting on the low. That's about 750 watts. That's 1500 watts. So it's about half. So we'll give that about 20 minutes. Check the time. Okay, I ran it for 10 minutes and I'm going to let it run for another 5 minutes just to cool it down, so I don't get hot spots and shut it off when it's extremely hot. So I'll knock it down to the eco mode, let it cool down, then I'll bring it in, change oil. As you can see now we're on the 15-minute mark. So I'll bring it in, I'll shut it down a bit, bring it in, change oil. Yeah, you shut the fuel off. Oh, thing's heavy, no wheels. Yeah, to take the oil out, I would normally use one of those vacuum extractors, but mine's broken. So I got an old pump one here, so I'm going to try it. I did order a new one, but it's back-ordered. Okay, this is going to be extremely hot. It's been running actually a total of 18 minutes. 10 minutes on a good load. If you end up with a power failure, obviously you don't wait for 2 years to change oil. You change it after so many hours. Check the manufacturer, see what they request. A lot of times it's 100 hours or 50 hours. If you don't use it in 2 years, you still, every 3 months, you should still start the engine. If not, let's say 5 years down the road, you try to start it, it just may not start. Okay, it's been a while since I used this extractor. Okay, let me get some weight on the end of that so I don't get the whole hose full of oil. Okay, this works better. Okay. There, that should keep it in place. I'm going to put in 10W30 synthetic. All my funnels, I always put rags inside them and then something to cover. The outside get a little dusty, but the inside stays pretty clean. Double check it. Yeah, it's clean. Yeah, that's a little over full. Okay. Bit of kitty litter. I just want a little over full. That's perfect. Okay, get it ready, clean it up, put the plug back in. Yeah, these are handy. I just cut just a section of a jug, one of the corners. It wasn't this jug, but it's essentially you can see that it's just the corner of the jug out, and a lot of times you shove that in. It doesn't matter which way, and makes it easy to drain. Fuel filter's fine. This thing doesn't got a whole lot of use on it. Okay, now we're going to talk about gas. On all my small engines, I use non-ethanol fuel. Most of the time I get it from Shell, and Shell 91 has no ethanol. Majority of their stations. I'm in Canada. In your area, to find it, what is it? You can go on the computer and check, puregas.org. They'll tell you in your area if you have non-ethanol fuel. Or buyrealgas.com. That's another site. There's a huge difference between ethanol fuel and non-ethanol fuel. I put in also with my fuel, seafoam. And every jug I get, and they run my lawnmowers, what have you. Once a year I change it if I got any left. I take it and I put it in my vehicle and I go back and I get another 20 liters here, 20 liters there. In the US that'd be 5 gallons and 5 gallons, so 10 gallons. Just in case you get a big storm come through, you're not struggling to go get gas. I always try to keep 80 liters on hand. That is 90, or I shouldn't say, it doesn't matter if it's 91 or not. It's non-ethanol with seafoam in it. And it will not destroy your carburetors, and it can easily sit in a jug and still be good in a year. And if you put enough seafoam in it, you probably get 2 years out of it. I tend not to use stay-bin because a stay-bin is an alcohol. Alcohol does attract moisture. So seafoam is a lubricant, and with the lubricant it keeps your carburetor, the gaskets and the shutoff, the seat, all lubricated so it doesn't dry out. I used to, years ago, drain the carburetors and like run them out of fuel. But I found what that does, you never really drain it all out. And if somewhere along the way you use an ethanol fuel and you drain it out and it dries out, the rubber around the bowl gasket gets really hard and it ends up leaking. So keep the ethanol out. I never keep them dry. I'm going to get a lot of probably feedback. Oh, you should always drain it down. I don't. I used to. I ran into a problem. My neighbor down the road, he's in another one of my videos with his generator. His pressure washer was taking a walk and I looked inside and he had his carburetor part on his pressure washer. He uses that every year. He goes, I drained it down. I said, there's your mistake. Don't drain it down. You end up sometimes with a white powder left in there. Or it really gums up once it evaporates. That's why, like say, generators start every 3 months. It doesn't allow the carburetor to drain out. Like I say, I'm going to get a lot of flack on that. A lot of people won't agree with me, but I've been doing it for a number of years. And I ran across a problem when I drained them. I never, ever ran across a problem when I don't. So I'm sitting in there with basically 10 gallons in it with seafoam, non-ethanol. So if I had a power outage, I've always got 10 gallons on my snowmobile. And once a year, I drain that, which I just did not too long ago. Drain it, put it in my vehicle, and go out buy another 10 gallons. So because this fuel sat in here for a year, I'm going to take it out, put fresh fuel in, start it, and get the new fuel in the carburetor. And then after that, it'll be every 3 months. You got to take this thing out, which is a bit of a pain to get out. Like I say, this fuel is going to be burnt in my vehicle. That vacuum extractor would work good for this also, once you clean the oil out of it. But, like I say, mine broke. New one's on order. But I'll put a link to everything I use in the description. Okay. That's out. That's drained. And we'll fill it up with fresh stuff. Vent. Built on in Canada. They haven't stopped it yet. Okay, that's full. Okay, so I'll take that outside again. I'll start it. And make sure I got no oil leaks. Make sure the fresh fuel is inside the carburetor. And then I'll turn the fuel off and put it back in storage until I need it. So right now the fuel's off. I'll turn it on when I get outside. I ran it for another 4 minutes or so. I turned it off, shut the fuel off. I'll put it away for now. With the carburetor still full of fuel, I don't like draining them because they dry out and everything, the gaskets and rubber and everything end up drying out and cracking. So it's got the fuel in it. It gets put away. And when my phone tells me to do a start in 3 months, I'll come out, I'll put it outside, put the fuel back on, hook up a load, run it for 10 minutes, unhook the load, let it cool down, turn the fuel off, I'll put it away for another 3 months. And every 3 months I'll do that 4 times a year. Once a year, I drain the fuel and put fresh stuff in. And every 2 years, I change the oil. Unless I get a power failure and I have to use a generator. I'm just talking what I do if it's not used. Because we can go 4, 5, 6, 10 years without using a generator. And if you let it sit for 10 years, by the time you need it, it's not going to work unless your generator is going to be no good unless you do some preventative maintenance along the way. 10 years down the road, if we get a big power failure, big storm, I can be confident. I can pull my generator out and start it and know it's going to work. Anyway, if you like the channel, subscribe, hit the bell, and thumbs up if you like the video. Thanks for watching my channel. Bye for now.